Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. How's it going, radio listeners? It's your girl, Sister D from the Omega International Church. Are you in need of church space or building space for a church event? At the Omega Church, we are renting out space. Yes, that's right. I said it. We are renting out space at the Omega Church. Office space, sanctuary space, we have it. If you are interested in renting space, please feel free to give us a call at 954-773-8377. Once again, that number is 954-773-8377. Keep it locked right here on Radio Omega. Blessings.
It's the #1 radio in the atmosphere, here, there, and everywhere. Omega Radio.
The hurricane season is fast approaching. Protect your roof with Lanka Roof Coatings. Members say 1 gallon cover 50 square feet, while 5 gallon cover 250 square feet. Or sometime you may have to use the roof coating primer to get better bonding. But please, nobody try stretch the roof coating, and make sure you give it a second coat for maximum protection. Lanka Paints, your waterproofing expert. Get your Lanka Roof Coatings at your local hardware.
We gotta say thank you, thank you.
Omega Radio takes this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to our loyal listeners as well as our new listeners who supported our June 2026 telethon. We truly appreciate all the donors and those who wanted to donate but were not able to this time. We look forward to your support next time. God bless you and your family. Thank you for your part in helping Omega Radio to spread the word across the globe as we play our part in making sure the gospel is preached right across the world. Amen.
We gotta say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey Queen, it's your girl Takia. Welcome to Queen Bee Frequency on Omega Radio, your space for growth and becoming her. Tune in Wednesdays at 10 a.m. where energy shifts and queens rise. Hey Queen, it's your girl Takia. Welcome to Queen Bee Frequency on Omega Radio, your space for growth and becoming her. Tune in Wednesdays at 10 a.m. where energy shifts and queens rise.
Hey Queen,
it's your
welcome back to Queen Bee Frequency, where energy shifts and queens rise. I'm your girl Takia, and it's been a while. I'm so happy to be back. This week's episode is one that is so important to discuss because a lot of women are really going through it right now, struggling, whether it be with the current climate of the world, with all the tragedies and everything happening, or just life changes. And, let's get into it. We're going to talk about, why do women disappear after they've been hurt? And it's not just about being hurt. It's also sometimes where we sink into solitude and we start to feel like, we're alone. Or it could be the opposite. We're sinking into solitude because we're in a growth period. But sometimes we need to distinguish whether we're sinking into solitude for growth or if we're sinking into solitude because we're truly depressed. So understanding which one it is so that we can seek help or grow in that period is so important. Here's a question for you ladies. Have you ever stopped answering texts or take forever to answer text messages? That is so me. And I don't look at my phone very often, but ignoring phone calls because you're feeling guarded, you feel like you're just not in the place to speak to anyone at the moment. You just want to take some time for yourself, or you're just protecting your peace. But what if you're not in the growth period, but what if you're actually truly hurting and you don't even realize that you're hurting? You just have so much going on, clouding your judgment. And in your mind, you're telling yourself you're doing this because you are trying to protect your peace and your space. But the further you go, the more the weeks pass, the more the hours pass, you're sinking yourself into further depression. I can identify with this truly because I've been there. I'm in a season in my life where there's so much growth happening, and sometimes things come at you too fast, too quick, and it's like you just kind of lose yourself in the process, and you don't truly know how to pull yourself out. And some of us don't have support because we are the strong friend. We're the strong family member that everyone goes to. And we don't have that safe place because no one's ever created that for us because we're so busy creating safe places for everyone else but ourselves. So these situations can apply to so many things. It could be you're in a transition period where you're going through heartbreak. You are in a new period of your life where you're in a career change. It could be anything that could sink us into these depressive states. I remember a few months ago, I didn't even realize that I was doing this, but I looked at my phone and I had over 300 text messages. And I know a lot of people can't stand notifications on their phone or missed calls, voicemails. My email box is like flooded with emails that I haven't checked, things that I needed to do. And I had to really check in with myself and say, girl, are you okay? Is everything okay with you? Because sinking into depression, staying in the room all day, not speaking to your friends and disconnecting from your village, that those are true signs of depression. So let's get into it. Women don't always fall apart out loud. It's very subtle at times. There are times where we keep working, we keep parenting, we keep doing all the things that we're so used to doing that we don't even realize what's going on in our heads. We don't even realize that we're telling ourselves a story, that we're alone. We have nobody. No one understands what we're going through. And we rehearse these things over and over and over and daily that we start to believe it. And it becomes a constant story in our lives where we start to live it, where we start to build like a fortress around us, where we feel like, hey, we don't want anyone else in. We want to be by ourselves. A lot of the times internally, we're exhausted because we've been carrying the weight of everybody else. We listen to everyone else's issues. No one has time to hear from us, but really and truly, the strong friend is usually guarded. We usually don't talk about our problems and our situations. We keep a lot of things to ourselves. But what happens when we start to implode, when we start to lose ourselves and we can't find our way back? We're not answering our phone calls, we're not speaking to our friends anymore, and we lose our village. That happens all the time. And when I was in that place, I started to lose my village because you lose connection with those people that you've told yourself don't understand what you're going through, aren't there for you, don't understand the situation because you're always the one that's super strong for them. So you lose connection with them. But why do we do that? It's because we're losing energy. We don't want to burden other people with our issues because again, we're the strong ones. And we don't know how to explain what we're feeling. And that is super hard. I know I shared with you guys a while back that about 6 years ago, I lost my mom to lymphoma. And then I lost my dad to COVID about 11 months later. My dad truly just had a broken heart. And I seriously went through a period of time where I felt like no one understood what I was going through because my situation was so unique. And I kind of just got closed off and just said, I want to be by myself. I want to be in solitude. I don't want anyone in my space because no one can connect with me. And every time I spoke to a friend or I explained to them what I was going through, it was always like, but well, this happened to me. It was like there was no connection. And I just felt like, I'll just keep it to myself because we're not on the same wavelength. I didn't have people that were listeners. I had people that always wanted to offer a solution. And at the time I was going through IVF. I was doing all of these things and it became too much for me. So sometimes we get to a place where we are disappearing and it feels easier to keep it to ourselves than to explain to other people what we're going through because we truly feel like they don't understand. They're not in our shoes and they always have a solution for us, but they've never walked our journey before. So how can they honestly give us good advice? Some of the things that change our world, that cause us to interact differently with our friends, with our spouse, with the people in our lives, our coworker, is betrayal, rejection, feeling overlooked, and that's a big one. And these are stories that we tell ourselves. They're not actually true, but in our mind, we feel like we're being overlooked and being constantly taken for granted. And I know a lot of us can identify with that because we do go through periods of time where we do for everyone. We always have something for them. But when our tank is empty, no one's there to fill it and help us. Many women become emotionally distant, and not because they're cold, but because they're tired. And most women don't stop caring. They simply just get tired of carrying the weight of everybody else and no one there to help them. But healing, one thing that to decipher the two, whether we're hiding or whether we're healing, when we go through these periods of times where we're emotionally guarded, where we feel like we don't want anyone around, in order to distinguish that, we need to ask ourselves some questions or just take mental notes. Healing is taking time to rest. You take an account of everything going on and you realize you have way too much going on in your life. So you're taking time to rest. But hiding means you are literally avoiding everyone. You don't answer your phone, you don't answer texts, not even in a timely manner at all. And then reconnecting with yourself is healing, where you take that time for yourself and you're reconnecting with yourself. You're actually doing the work to do so. But then hiding is you're refusing support. You feel again, no one understands. I don't need anyone in my territory right now because no one understands what I'm going through. And then a lot of the times when you're healing, you're setting healthy boundaries, which is something a lot of people do not understand. A lot of people don't know how to set healthy boundaries because they're people pleasers and they want to help everyone. And it's yes, yes, yes to everything and never no because we love to be burned out, I guess. But hiding is when we are not sharing our emotions and we're keeping everything to the chest. And then healing, we're restoring energy again. And I know we talked a bit about meditation and affirmations and journaling and exercising and doing those things where we're reconnecting with ourselves to help ourselves grow in the healing process. But when we're hiding, we're believing nobody understands. And that's a very, very big one because like I said, when I lost my parents, I felt it was unique. Most of my friends have their parents, or they may have lost a mom or they may have lost a dad and they could identify, but I lost both of my parents in such a short period of time that I felt like, yeah, this is definitely unique and no one will understand. And when I'm crying and when I'm by myself, when I'm having all of these negative thoughts, no one's going to understand, what I'm going through because they've never walked in my shoes. But healing restores us. Hiding disconnects us. That's a big one. We disconnect from our people. We disconnect from our spouse. When we're depressed, when we're low, when we're not taking care of ourselves, we know when we're depressed, sometimes not right away, but when you stop doing self-care, when you stop caring what you look like, you stop caring about doing your hair. And if you're an avid nail person like me, when you stop getting your nails done every month or every other week like you typically do, something's going on with yourself when you're not practicing self-care anymore. But how many of you guys, I'm going to ask you this and answer truthfully. Are you healing right now or are you hiding? Based on everything that I just said, what are you doing? Are you healing or are you hiding? Because that time that you're spending by yourself, you got to really take a mental assessment on how you're feeling. And then you also want to take a mental note on the friends that are actually checking on you, that are seriously spending time to get to know what's going on with you. Those friends that know that you're different and that your energy is low and you're not the same version of yourself that they know you to be. Those are your people. That's your village. Those are the people that truly love you and care for you. And then also, we're going to step into the Queen's Library because I talked about this book a little bit ago. And, I'm constantly looking for books to help you ladies grow yourselves and really expand and be better versions of yourself. And this book is amazing. Nedra Glover, Tawab, book is phenomenal. It's all about setting boundaries and finding peace. This book talks about boundaries and how they aren't walls, how they are healthy, and how we need them. Because if we don't have boundaries, people will run all over us and cause us to sink into depression and feel like we're being taken for granted. So we need to set healthy boundaries. And this book is great because it also talks about protecting your peace and letting you know that it doesn't require you to disappear when you're protecting your peace. Because if you're setting healthy boundaries, you don't need to disappear. This book has been on my Queen's Library list for a while, and you guys know that I love Audible. So it's coming up next for me to read. Right now, I'm reading a series. I'll come back and let you know what the author's name is of the series. I found it randomly, and it's actually very interesting right now. The first book is called Real. So get into it if you're into reading. And then also something I want to leave you ladies with is Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. And it says, 2 are better than 1. All right. And this is a big, big one. We were never meant to walk alone. We always need people around us. It doesn't mean that we need a gang of friends. It doesn't mean that we need 15 friends. Sometimes one is better than having an army of friends. You just need true people in your life that understand you and love you and don't play about you. And remember, 2 are better than 1. You need someone in your corner to let you know when you need to be pulled up, when you need to change courses, when you need to be a better version of yourself. Sometimes we don't have that honesty. So it's very important to make sure that we find a village that's secure, that truly loves us and lets us know when we're wrong and celebrates us when we're right. And when we do amazing things and when we have accomplishments, we need people that truly love us and adore us and that are there for us. That is, human connection is so important. And I feel like we're losing that due to social media and us constantly watching everyone's lives and not actually interacting with people. So find a village that is suitable for you. And ladies, before we go, if you've been disappearing lately, please know you are not broken. You are not difficult. You are not too much. I tell you ladies this all the time. There is no one newer than you, and that is truer than true. And I'll see you next week, same time, same frequency. Happy Wednesday.
Where energy shifts and queens rise. Hey queen, it's your girl Takia. Welcome to Queen Bee Frequency on Omega Radio, your space for growth and becoming her. Tune in Wednesdays at 10 a.m. where energy shifts and queens rise. Hey queen, it's your girl Takia. Welcome to Queen Bee Frequency on Omega Radio, your space for growth and becoming her. Tune in Wednesdays at 10 a.m. where energy shifts and queens rise. Hey queen, it's your girl Takia. Welcome to Queen Bee Frequency on Omega Radio, your space for growth and becoming her. Tune in Wednesdays at 10 a.m.